The mercury plummets. Temperatures plummet below -30 degrees Celsius. There are no modern furnaces, no thick wool coats or insulated boots, just hide tents, stretched taut against the merciless winds, in a world where winter meant true, unforgiving survival. We've been taught to see these dwellings as primitive, fragile. But how did entire nations, the Apache, the Sioux, the Blackfoot, not just endure these brutal winters, but thrive? How did they survive freezing to death, year after year, inside what we call tents? The answer lies in a profound wisdom, almost lost to time. Your eyes adjust to the deep twilight within the shelter. The wind outside howls like a hungry wolf, promising death to anything exposed. But here, within the embrace of stretched buffalo hide and cedar poles, a fragile warmth persists. You feel the rough, soft texture of a buffalo robe beneath your cheek, the shared warmth of kin pressed close beside you. A child stirs, then settles deeper into their mother's side. Every movement is hushed, every breath conserved. The heat, precious and carefully managed, rises. It battles the icy tendrils that try to seep through the ground, through the seams of the hide. You can hear the distant, muffled crunch of snow under the relentless wind. Fear is a constant companion, but so is a profound sense of resilience, a quiet confidence born of generations who have faced this night, and countless others just like it. How did they do it? How did they turn flimsy animal skins and simple poles into an unbreakable shield against winters that would claim even the most prepared modern explorer? This wasn't luck, this was knowledge. This was survival, honed to an art form. For generations, our understanding of survival in extreme cold has been shaped by images of flimsy tents, roaring fires, and the endless struggle against the elements. We look at the iconic tipi, or the humble wigwam, and our modern minds immediately jump to one conclusion: they must have been freezing. How could a structure of animal hides or bark possibly stand against blizzards that shatter trees and freeze rivers solid? We assume that without central heating, without layers of down and synthetic insulation, life was a brutal, unending fight against hypothermia. But this assumption, born from our own technological comfort, fundamentally misunderstands one of history's most ingenious feats of human adaptation. It reduces complex, sophisticated knowledge to a simplistic notion of primitive living. The truth is, these were not flimsy shelters. They were thermal masterpieces, engineered with a profound understanding of physics, meteorology, and the natural world, a knowledge base honed over thousands of years and countless generations. This documentary won't romanticize a past of hardship. Instead, we will peel back the layers of misconception to reveal the extraordinary intelligence, sustainable design, and deep cultural logic that allowed Native American peoples to not just survive, but to thrive in some of the most unforgiving climates on Earth. We will explore the materials, the architecture, the unseen forces of air and heat, and the collective wisdom that transformed simple structures into bastions of warmth and life. From the meticulous design of smoke flaps to the strategic use of animal hides, from the wisdom of seasonal migration to the subtle power of communal warmth, every element of their winter survival was a testament to a profound connection with the land and an unparalleled ingenuity. This is not just a story of how they avoided freezing to death. It is a story of how their homes, their clothing, their movements, and their very social structures were integrated into a seamless system of survival, a testament to human resilience and brilliance that resonates with vital lessons for us even today. The term tent evokes a sense of temporary, lightweight shelter, inadequate for the brutal realities of a northern winter. But the dwellings of Native American peoples were far more than mere tents. They were sophisticated architectural responses, meticulously tailored to the unique climates and resources of diverse geographical regions. From the portable ingenuity of the plains tipi to the sturdy, insulated wigwams of the eastern woodlands and the communal warmth of the longhouse, these structures represent a profound understanding of engineering for the elements. On the vast, wind-swept Great Plains, the tipi reigned supreme. Its conical design, far from being simply pointed, was a marvel of aerodynamic engineering. The sloping sides allowed high winds to flow around the structure with minimal resistance, preventing collapse. The smoke flaps at the apex were not just for ventilation. They could be adjusted to create a crucial draft, drawing warm air upwards while allowing smoke from the central fire to escape efficiently. The cover, typically made of carefully prepared buffalo hides sewn together, provided surprisingly effective insulation. During winter, an inner liner, suspended partway up the walls, created an insulating air pocket, trapping warmth and reducing drafts. This double-wall system, remarkably similar in principle to modern double-paned windows or layered insulation, was key to maintaining a survivable temperature inside, even when the mercury plummeted outside. In the densely forested eastern woodlands, tribes like the Algonquin and the Wabanaki crafted the wigwam. These dome-shaped structures, built with bent saplings lashed together and covered with bark, animal hides, or woven mats, offered a different kind of resilience. Their rounded shape also deflected wind, while the layers of covering provided excellent insulation. Unlike the tipi's open floor plan, wigwams often featured raised sleeping platforms, further insulating occupants from the cold ground. The materials, readily available in the forests, were both durable and provided a degree of natural insulation. Think of the insulating properties of bark, similar to how cork is used today. Further east, the Iroquois Confederacy built impressive longhouses. These communal dwellings, sometimes stretching over 100 feet in length, housed multiple families. Their sturdy timber frames, covered with elm bark, provided significant insulation. The long, narrow design, while less portable than a teepee or wigwam, allowed for shared body heat from multiple families and strategically placed fires to create a warmer internal environment. Compartments within the longhouse offered some degree of privacy and helped to contain warmth within smaller living spaces. Even in vastly different environments, ingenuity prevailed. The earth lodges of the Great Basin tribes utilized the natural insulation of the earth itself, while the igloos of the Inuit, constructed from snow, a surprisingly effective insulator, created warm microclimates within their icy walls. These were not just shelters, they were carefully engineered environments, built with an intimate understanding of the land and its resources. They represent a sophisticated approach to thermal regulation, utilizing readily available materials and ingenious designs that, in many ways, predate and echo the principles of modern insulation strategies. The heart of warmth in a Native American winter dwelling was, quite literally, the fire. But unlike a drafty campfire exposed to the elements, fires within these shelters were carefully managed and designed for both heat generation and safety. Central fire pits, often simply depressions in the earth or shallow rings of stones, contained the flames and helped radiate heat outwards. The earth itself acted as a natural insulator, absorbing and slowly releasing warmth. The ingenious design of smoke flaps, particularly in the teepee, played a crucial role in maintaining a breathable and warm environment. These adjustable flaps, controlled by exterior poles, allowed for precise regulation of airflow. By opening them slightly, warm, smoky air could escape upwards, creating a gentle draft that drew in fresh, albeit cold, air near the ground. This constant, controlled ventilation was vital for preventing the buildup of dangerous carbon monoxide while minimizing heat loss. Think of it as a carefully calibrated chimney system, adapted for a portable dwelling. Beyond the fire itself, the strategic use of animal hides was paramount in retaining precious warmth. Buffalo robes, thick and heavy with their insulating layers of fur, were more than just blankets. They were essential pieces of personal architecture. Wrapped around the body, they trapped body heat with remarkable efficiency. Multiple layers of furs, often from smaller animals like rabbit or beaver, were used as bedding, creating a buffer against the cold ground. These natural fibers, with their intricate structures designed to trap air, provided insulation far superior to thin woven fabrics. The hide coverings of the shelters themselves also contributed to insulation. In a tipi, the buffalo hides, when properly fitted and lashed, formed a relatively airtight barrier against the wind. The inner liner, as mentioned before, created that vital insulating air pocket. In wigwams, layers of bark or woven mats, often overlapping, served a similar purpose, blocking drafts and trapping heat generated by the interior fire. Some tribes even banked snow around the base of their dwellings, utilizing its insulating properties to further seal the interior from the biting cold. The key was a holistic system where fire generated heat. Carefully managed airflow ensured safety and minimized heat loss, and layers of natural materials, animal hides, fur, earth, trapped and retained that warmth close to the body. It wasn't about brute force heating a poorly insulated space. It was about a sophisticated understanding of thermodynamics and the intelligent use of available resources to create a sustainable and survivable microclimate within the harsh embrace of winter. Survival in the unforgiving embrace of winter was never just about the shelter you built. It was fundamentally about where you chose to build it. For countless indigenous communities across North America, the first line of defense against freezing temperatures was seasonal migration, a profound, almost spiritual, understanding of the land's rhythms and its hidden havens. They didn't just endure the cold, they moved with it, anticipating its harshest bite and seeking out nature's own sanctuaries. This wasn't aimless wandering. It was a sophisticated, multi-generational strategy, a testament to deep ecological knowledge passed down through oral traditions, song, and lived experience. Plains tribes, for instance, might move from open plains, vulnerable to relentless blizzards, towards the shelter of river valleys or the breaks of wooded areas. These seemingly subtle shifts in elevation or vegetation could mean the difference between life and death. The selection of a winter camp was an art form, a precise application of land wisdom. Indigenous peoples knew instinctively how wind breaks functioned. A stand of dense evergreens, a bluff, or even a deep ravine could offer crucial protection from the biting winds that stripped away warmth. They understood that locating a camp on the leeward side of a hill or within the natural shelter of a forest reduced the wind chill dramatically, transforming a deadly gale into a manageable breeze. You wouldn't simply pitch your tipi on an exposed ridge. You'd find a place where the land itself offered a shield. They also understood the subtle power of the sunday. Knowledge of sun paths meant positioning dwellings to capture maximum solar gain during the short winter days. A south-facing slope, angled just so, could mean hours of direct sunlight warming the dwelling's exterior, passively transferring heat inward. Even the placement of the smoke hole in a teepee might be subtly adjusted to best draw air relative to the prevailing winter winds and the sun's low arc. This wasn't guesswork. It was applied physics, honed by observation across millennia. Beyond wind and sun, the location also considered access to vital resources. Proximity to fresh water, to sources of firewood, especially deadfall that was easily gathered, and to areas where game might still be found, were all critical factors. They sought out places where the snow wasn't too deep, making travel and hunting less arduous. This holistic approach meant a winter camp was a carefully chosen nexus, a place where shelter, sustenance, and environmental protection converged. Their knowledge was profound, far exceeding what modern satellite maps or weather forecasts could provide. It was an intuitive, visceral understanding of microclimates, of how the land breathed and moved, of where warmth could be found and cold could be evaded. It was a testament to survival, as a form of cultural technology, passed down with as much care as the methods for tanning hides or constructing dwellings. They didn't just survive the cold, they integrated their very existence into its patterns, a testament to the enduring power of intimate land knowledge. The ingenuity of Native American winter survival extended far beyond the walls of their dwellings. Their clothing was not merely protection from the elements, it was an integral part of their warmth retention system, a wearable architecture designed to trap body heat and shield them from the harshest winds. They understood the fundamental principles of insulation long before modern science codified them, utilizing layers and the unique properties of natural materials to create garments that were both effective and perfectly adapted to their environment. The concept of layering was crucial. Instead of relying on a single heavy garment, they wore multiple layers of thinner clothing. This trapped air between each layer, creating pockets of insulation that significantly slowed the transfer of heat away from the body. Inner layers, often made of soft, tanned deer or rabbit skin, provided a comfortable base. Outer layers, like thick buffalo robes or heavy coats made from bear or moose hide, offered a windproof and more substantial barrier. Fur was a cornerstone of their cold-weather attire. The dense underfur of animals like beaver, muskrat, and fox was incredibly effective at trapping air and retaining warmth, even when damp. Outer garments often featured the fur facing outwards to break the wind, while inner layers might have the fur turned inwards for maximum contact with the skin. The natural oils in animal fur also provided a degree of water resistance, crucial in snowy or damp conditions. Buffalo robes, in particular, were prized for their thickness and warmth, often serving as both outerwear and bedding. Even seemingly delicate materials like feathers played a vital role. Bird skins, especially from waterfowl, with their dense layers of downy feathers, provided excellent insulation and were often used in blankets or as filling for mittens and boots. The structure of feathers, trapping tiny air pockets, makes them one of nature's most efficient insulators. Footwear was equally critical. Boots, or moccasins, were often made of several layers of tanned hide, sometimes lined with fur or thick grasses for added insulation. The designs varied by region and terrain, but the principle of trapping warmth around the feet remained constant. Long leggings, made of fur or thick hides, extended from the boots to the waist, providing further insulation and protection from snowdrifts. Mittens, rather than gloves, were the preferred handwear in extreme cold, as they allowed the fingers to share warmth. These were typically made of thick fur, like beaver or otter, and often featured long cuffs that extended up the arm, preventing drafts. Similarly, warm cloaks or shawls, made from entire animal pelts or woven rabbit skin strips, could be quickly donned for an extra layer of protection against sudden drops in temperature or biting winds. The warmth they achieved was never just inside the tent. It was a comprehensive system where the shelter and the clothing worked in tandem. The intelligent use of natural materials, the understanding of layering, and the adaptation of clothing designs to specific needs and environments were all crucial components of their remarkable ability to not just survive, but thrive in the depths of winter. Their clothing was a portable extension of their ingenious shelters, a testament to a deep and practical understanding of how to stay warm in a cold world. The battle against the relentless cold was never a solitary one. Within the sheltered confines of their winter dwellings, indigenous communities harnessed the power of communal warmth, transforming the family unit itself into a living furnace. Sleeping in close quarters was not merely a matter of necessity, it was a deeply ingrained practice that significantly contributed to individual and collective survival in the face of freezing temperatures. Packed together on layers of insulating furs, families shared their body heat, creating a microclimate of warmth within the larger shelter. Children nestled between parents and grandparents, the young and the old finding mutual comfort and protection. This physical closeness was a tangible manifestation of kinship, a silent agreement to face the harshness of winter together, body against body. Every degree of retained heat was precious, and the collective warmth generated by multiple bodies made a profound difference in the overall temperature within the dwelling. Imagine the cumulative effect of 5, 10, or even more individuals sharing their warmth in a confined space. A natural, sustainable heating system powered by human connection. The long winter nights were not just about enduring the cold. They were also a time for strengthening the bonds of community and preserving cultural heritage. As the wind howled outside, families gathered around the flickering embers of the central fire, engaging in vital nightly rituals. Storytelling played a crucial role, passing down ancestral knowledge, historical events, and moral teachings from one generation to the next. The warmth of the shared space became intertwined with the warmth of shared narratives, forging a powerful sense of identity and belonging that transcended the physical discomforts of winter. The soft cadence of lullabies, sung by mothers and grandmothers, lulled children to sleep, creating a sense of security and peace within the protective embrace of the family. The gentle rhythm of traditional songs, sometimes accompanied by the soft beat of a hand drum, filled the darkness, a comforting reminder of their cultural continuity and resilience. These shared moments nurtured the emotional well-being of the community, providing a vital counterpoint to the harsh realities of the season. The warmth felt in these moments was more than just thermal. It was the warmth of kinship, the comfort of tradition, the security of knowing you were not alone in the face of a challenging world. The close proximity and shared rituals fostered a deep sense of emotional warmth. In the darkness, surrounded by the howling wind, the feeling of belonging, of being held and protected by your family, was a powerful survival mechanism in itself. It reinforced social cohesion, strengthened mutual support, and provided the psychological fortitude needed to face the long winter months. The warmth of the family body was not just about thermodynamics, it was about love, kinship, and the enduring strength of community. A human furnace fueled by connection and tradition, a vital element in their remarkable ability to thrive in even the most brutal conditions. Survival in the harsh embrace of a North American winter was never merely an act of instinct. It was a profound cultural technology, a meticulously developed and rigorously tested system of living, passed down across countless generations. Indigenous communities didn't just stumble upon methods to avoid freezing. They cultivated an encyclopedic knowledge of their environments, their resources, and the very physics of warmth, weaving it into the fabric of their daily lives, their rituals, and their oral traditions. This was a resilient system born from millennia of observation, experimentation, and adaptation. Grandparents taught parents, who in turn taught children, the precise methods for every aspect of winter living. They learned the optimal time to harvest specific barks for wigwam coverings, the intricate processes for tanning different animal hides to achieve maximum insulation and durability, and the exact angles needed for tipi smoke flaps to vent smoke efficiently, while minimizing heat loss in varying wind conditions. Every knot, every seam, every choice of material was informed by ancestral wisdom. Beyond construction techniques, this cultural technology encompassed a deep understanding of the land itself. They possessed unparalleled knowledge of microclimates, where snow drifted deepest, where the wind funneled most fiercely, and where a sheltered valley could offer a few crucial degrees of warmth. Their traditional knowledge included subtle indicators in nature that foretold harsh winters or early thaws. What modern meteorology strives to predict, they read in the flight of birds, the thickness of animal furs, and the patterns of the stars. Even seemingly spiritual practices, taboos and rituals, often held profound practical implications for survival. Respect for game animals, ensuring that not one part of a hunted creature was wasted, was not merely spiritual reverence, it was a sustainable resource management system that ensured future survival. The communal gathering for storytelling and shared meals during long winter nights not only strengthened social bonds, but also conserved precious energy and distributed warmth, reinforcing collective resilience. Indigenous scholars and knowledge keepers have consistently emphasized that their survival methods were inseparable from their worldview. As scholars of indigenous knowledge systems often explain, this wasn't just science in the Western sense, but a holistic way of interacting with the world. It was a reciprocal relationship with the land, built on respect, observation, and an understanding that human well-being was intrinsically linked to the health of the environment. The knowledge of how to build, where to camp, how to dress, and how to share warmth was passed down as sacred wisdom, ensuring the continuation of their people. Today, modern science is only beginning to validate the extraordinary efficiency and sustainability of these ancient practices. Architects study the thermal properties of tipis. Environmentalists look to indigenous land management for sustainable practices, and survivalists marvel at the effectiveness of natural materials. The resilience of Native American peoples in the face of brutal winters stands as a powerful testament to survival, as a profound cultural accomplishment, a living legacy of wisdom passed down through generations. We live in an age of unprecedented technological comfort. When temperatures plummet, our first instinct is to turn a dial, to consume vast amounts of energy, to create an artificial bubble of warmth. We rely on complex heating systems, advanced materials, and global supply chains to shield ourselves from the cold. But this modern dependence, while offering convenience, has come at a profound cost: the loss of a deep, intimate understanding of how to truly live with the natural world, rather than simply conquering it. The story of Native American winter survival challenges our very definition of primitive versus advanced. We often equate technological simplicity with inefficiency, overlooking the profound ingenuity that doesn't rely on brute force or massive energy consumption. Their shelters weren't just buildings, they were sophisticated thermal systems, meticulously crafted to harness natural forces like airflow, solar gain, and the insulating properties of snow and animal hides. Their clothing wasn't merely fabric, it was a layered defense system, designed to trap vital body heat with unparalleled efficiency. The arrogance of assuming that primitive equals inefficient blinds us to critical lessons. We've replaced direct observation of nature with abstract data, intimate land knowledge with GPS coordinates, and communal interdependence with individual consumerism. When our power grids fail, or our fuel sources dwindle, we are often left vulnerable, stripped of the very skills that allowed humanity to thrive for millennia. So, what knowledge have we lost? We've lost the nuanced understanding of microclimates, the ability to read the subtle signs of impending weather in the natural world. We've lost the practical science of natural insulation, material sourcing, and waste-free construction. Most importantly, perhaps, we've lost the profound cultural technology of survival that bound communities together, where warmth was not just a temperature, but a shared responsibility, a narrative, and a spiritual connection to the land. The echoes of ancestral wisdom resonate quietly in our modern world, particularly as we grapple with the pressing challenges of climate change and sustainable living. The survival strategies of Native American peoples are not merely historical curiosities, they are a living legacy, a profound blueprint for harmony with nature that modern environmentalists, architects, and designers are only beginning to rediscover and validate. Today, there's a renewed interest in biomimicry and eco-harmonious design, principles that indigenous cultures practiced for millennia. Architects study the thermal efficiency of the tipis airflow systems and the insulating properties of earth lodges, seeking to integrate these ancient solutions into contemporary sustainable architecture. Environmentalists look to traditional land management practices, recognizing the profound impact of ancestral knowledge on preserving ecosystems and ensuring long-term resource availability. Point 1. The core lesson from the fire, from the hide tent against the blizzard, is that true survival wasn't about conquering nature, but about living in profound respect and observation of it. It was about understanding the intricate web of life, recognizing that every resource was precious, and that collective well-being depended on intergenerational knowledge passed down with meticulous care. Their survival was sustainable because it was integrated, a seamless blend of shelter, clothing, movement, and social cohesion. In an era defined by technological solutions, the silent strength of these ancient ways offers a powerful counter-narrative. It reminds us that humanity's greatest strength lies not in dominating nature, but in understanding it, in collaborating with it, and in honoring the wisdom that flows through generations. The warmth that preserved Native American lives through countless brutal winters wasn't just physical. It was a radiating heat of culture, harmony, and intergenerational memory, a lesson vital for our own future, whispering across the ages.